So here is the story. I created this application about 6 months ago, and I thought it will be the biggest thing, as usually you think. And now I'm doing a review where I revisit it because I used it sparsely during these 6 months, but I feel that I have now the distance that I needed to really just evaluate, and it's just a nice exercise, going back and looking into what's going on and things like that. I made it with AI, but I spent a significant amount of time on the UX and UI and thinking about what this application will be. But now I like to revisit it and just check out how it panned out. Let's see. I think it's an application where you can skip the sycophancy of the AI chatbots. That was the idea behind it. You, instead of having a chat conversation, have this limited experience compared to that in terms of the amount of text. I think it's useful because it doesn't try to convince you about anything, or you don't have to go through a wall of text before you get to the summary at the end. You just get ideas. I really like that. It works like this. You enter your prompt here, like give me a cool idea, and it will give you 6 cool ideas. As you can see, we get these 6 cards, and as I said, I really like that because it's just very formulaic in terms of digesting the information the AI provides you. It doesn't try to, convince you about anything. It just gives you these 6 cards, which are 6 different concepts or ideas, and you can go through them, just hovering on them and reading the stuff. You can, if you continue the conversation, you can reference them by clicking here or writing the reference number there, and that's nice. So I liked this one, the ambient computing one. So let's go with that. And what else? Oh yeah, the main idea behind this is also to have a place where you can think, because when you are on ChatGPTs or whatever other AIs UI, or the AI UI. So usually you don't have a resource connected to the session where you record your thoughts and you try to think on your own. This application tries to encourage you to do that. The idea is that you maybe start with the writing or with the ideation, or this part that I'm just showing you, but you don't try to offload your thinking to the AI. And I really like aspect, because I just feel that these days I offload too much to the AI. I always just say, okay, do this, do that. I feel that I'm missing the real thing where I really think. For example, when I talk to this person that I'm working with, I just noticed that when I ask something, so for example, she says, I have this wonderful idea about how to, what feature to add to our product or something like that. And this will be the biggest thing because ChatGPT said so, obviously. But when I ask her to describe it, she sends me the conversation. We just had this conversation where she sent the thread of the GPT, thing. And then I was like, okay, but what's the point? What kind of, what's the feature set we would like to include in this change or whatever? And she was not able to articulate it. She had to rely on the AI all the time to try to explain what she meant or what she wants. And that's a little bit alarming, I think. So I really like the aspect that you have an old, good old, I don't know, notepad where you can write down your ideas. So for example, we have this ambient computing thing that we can go with, and maybe we want to continue working on that idea, or maybe I don't like this at all and I'm saying fuck this, and I go back and create a new session where I start out maybe writing something that I'm working on currently, like this YouTube review thing, and I can list the points, I can expand on them, I can ideate with the AI what to talk about, what to include. That would be interesting. Okay, let's see. I have a point where I say 3 pros, 1 con about the and in this case let's say the product. I don't know if it's probably it's not self-aware, it's just we just using Gemini on the back end, so it won't know anything about it. But let's see what happens if I ask about this, itself. Can it observe? I probably I'm not sure how this fucking thing is able to observe itself. Maybe probably it's using the main prompt to be self-reflect or something, but it's kind of accurate. It has this spatial mapping thing, which are these cards. Rapid brainstorming, it's also a pro. You can use it to brainstorm ideas, as you can see here. Structural logic framework for thinking that emphasizes the physical connection and dependence between distinct concepts. Yeah, that's true also, because it has this a model of understanding when it connects the dots. It doesn't just generate the next thing. It tries to connect the previous responses to the new ones, obviously using your input, because that steers the conversation, but it tries to map your thinking. Maybe it's totally off in terms of, you started out with I don't know, kitten leashes I don't know what thinking about chocolate, then you start thinking about race cars. That's pretty far off, but it tries to connect them anyway. Documentation overhead. The effort required to organize information in a specific format, which can sometimes hinder productivity. I think it extra time to effort required to organize information. It's funny. So it's funny because now it just reflects on its own main prompt. I think that's the one con, and that's the three pro, one con, information architecture, and these are just descriptions. Structured design of shared information environments, focusing on how data is categorized and navigated. Mental state of understanding a complex topic deeply, but reducing noise and focus on core relationships. Yeah. Anyway, so you can use this. It's a very great review. Yeah, it's a great app to just think and think on your own and use the AI the right amount without it trying to convince you that you are the fucking master of the universe. Personal experience. Let's see. Personal experience. Okay, now I will show another feature. We have this view where we can explore different projects and stuff like that. So if we toggle that, we can see all of our projects, because we can obviously create projects also, not just single sessions. So for example, I started this course, and I started to, I think this was the one where it, yeah. So I just started trying to figure out how to do cold outreach on LinkedIn, and I used this to, obviously write the text of the DM, but also to, when I arrived at a level of clarity about what my offer is, I was able to get that and plug it here to figure out how to add more value, so maybe they they respond. So it's not just an ask, maybe you can help me to be connected to somebody who's relevant or something like that, but also to give them some reason to say, okay, if I connect you to this person, then you will be adding this extra value and I will look cool. So okay, I will do that. So I was after I arrived at my offer and I had the clarity about that, to try to ideate on how to add more value, and I just get great responses. I think they seem like useful or something. So what was the what other value could I offer? I just you're curious, not know, but this is the current version. Yeah, I didn't say anything special. I just said what other value could I offer. Okay, that's. I thought I didn't reference the thing because I did it here before. So anyway, I provided my little template and I said how to add more value, and it gave me nice ideas, I think. So that's my personal story. So final recommendation. It's not a plug. I created this application. If you want to use it or try it, whatever. I will use it because it gives me value. Goodbye.